life can be wonderful if you're not afraid of it. All it needs is courage, imagination. What is there to fight for? Everything! Life itself, isn't that enough? What is there to fight for? Life is a beautiful, magnificent thing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Quandary Quest. Today's topic is going to be a little incendiary, but we are going to go ahead and start asking some questions, because I don't see anything wrong with asking questions. So, personally. So, we're just going to have an open discussion about something that you're not supposed to talk about. Religion. Dun dun dun. You know. Taboo.
Yeah, it's,
Like the, in Voldemort, you're not supposed to speak of it to people who you don't know are religious or not, or whatever.
I mean, you got Scientology.
Yeah! That was literally invented by a science fiction writer. Like, he wrote hundreds of science fiction books. And they didn't do very well. But boy, Scientology sure did, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely a pay-to-play type of thing. Because I watched the interview with Lisa Remini from King of Queens. She grew up in Scientology.
Well, that's the main actress?
Yeah. With Kevin James and her, yeah. She grew up in Scientology, and I think it was her stepdad, was the one that kind of got the family into it, I guess. And man, it's like escaping prison to get out of that crap. It's nuts. Like I said, the higher up you want to go, the more you want to know, the more you have to pay. And then if anybody does anything wrong, they'll snitch on you and file reports. They literally have paperwork and file reports on people. It's like a snitching religion.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. And the thing that, I always say about religion is that, there's so many different types of religions. How can you say for certain that you know that yours is 1,000, 1 million, trillion, billion % true and correct and factual, and that it hasn't been tampered with somewhere along the, few thousand years that the books have been around? And, we all know that the King James Version was obviously rewritten. It's a rewritten version, translated, sure, but they also took a whole bunch of books out and probably put stuff in, and who knows what, but they definitely took a bunch out, because...
Well, there's many missing years alone of Jesus' life.
Yeah.
He's like a baby, and suddenly he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
33 or 36, or what was it?
Yeah. Well, he died when he was 32 or 33. But I can't remember when he came back, and how long he was bedazzling people with his water to wine and walking on water and all that stuff.
7 days.
Which there's debate that Jesus didn't even exist, Debate whether it or not that even happened, and whether or not people were actually talking about the Son. Rather, the Son of God, Apparently, like the walking on water, like light glinting off the water or something, I don't know. I haven't looked too much into that. But all I'm saying is there's too many discrepancies and too many weird things for me to not question it. And I think that that's a healthy thing to do, to be able to question things. And it's, not meant to offend anybody. And if you take it that way, then that is all on you, because it's not meant to be that way. So, moving on. Some things I have to ask about, when you think about religion, what top 3 do you think about?
Top 3?
Yeah.
I don't know, Christianity. I don't know, I think probably about different ones. I would say, what is it? Atheism?
Yeah.
That's a huge one today.
I feel like that's grown more these days, for sure.
And it's interesting to think, is atheism technically a religion if it's about what you don't believe?
Yeah, it's a belief that nothing.
So
of
is
nothing, I guess. The anti-belief, maybe.
That everything is what it is, as it is.
Nothing's gonna happen after you die. You're gonna go nowhere. This is all.
But I don't know if that's all. I don't know if atheism is a strict construct of those things, or if you can just choose which one you believe. But it's generally, I don't, believe in a god or that god or
it's a god, I guess.
Right.
A creator of any kind. I mean.
So I don't know if the specifics. I don't know if there are specifics, but for it to be called a religion, and have a name, you would think that it would have some sort of specifics, other than the fact that you just don't believe in God.
Right.
What's the stipulation there?
Well, yeah, like I said, I definitely think that that's probably a growing trend nowadays, with everybody questioning more and living their lives online and on their phones and not actually having face-to-face social interactions anymore, except for maybe at work, maybe. And even then, phones. So, it's just like, you can't get away from it. But where I was going with the 3 religions that come to my mind, and that I think are, the basis: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. The Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians. 3 different names for basically the same thing. Basically, except for Islam does not believe in Jesus. They believe in Muhammad. And the Jews, I can't remember.
Who is Muhammad anyway?
I have no idea.
I don't know anything about.
I have no idea. Honestly,
I know a lot about Buddhism and Christianity and tidbits about other things, but I don't know a whole lot about that or any about Muhammad.
If you can hear that in the background, it's our dog being a crackhead. He's got the zoomies.
Yeah, it's not our pet chupacabra in the cage back here.
It's late at night, and we're trying to squeeze this episode in, and he is just cracked out. Hopefully he sleeps good.
He's just trying to be an episode hog.
Right.
That's his cameo appearance.
Oh, he's just the cutest thing. Just the cutest, sweetest thing. So smart. So smart. Anyway. Yes. Religion. So, How do we know which is the right one? I've known people that say that they know that their religion is the one and only true religion, and I just don't know if I can say that I know anything that certainly, ever. I wish I could be that certain about anything in my life that as they are with their beliefs. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just feel like, people feel like they gotta lock into a specific set of rules pre-made for them because it's too hard or too taboo to, come up with their own ways of life. Like, here's the thing. Life ultimately is about right and what's wrong, whether that be doing the right and wrong thing or treating yourself the right and wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yourself,
you gotta appreciate what you believe. You really, at the end of the day, if you're lying to yourself, it doesn't matter what you believe in, then you're doing yourself and everyone else out there a disservice.
Yeah.
If you're going to bed at night thinking all the things you did wrong, and you're not consciously trying to put something in, or at least think something into existence, then what are you doing?
Right. Yeah, if you're not aiming for higher, I don't need a book or a man up front hooting and hollering telling me how to live to know how to live, to be a decent person. I don't need that.
Everybody has that natural pull in that direction that they know is right when something arises. Doesn't mean you won't be flustered and have second thoughts and think too much into it and psych yourself out sometimes, but deep down, immediately you know. Your brain just messes with you, you overthink it. That's why you make bad decisions, or hope interferes.
Yeah, I think that we think too much. Probably. That's a curse.
Yeah.
Overthinking. Definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you shouldn't hope. Absolutely should hope. Hope is, a terrible thing to lose. But don't hope that it's going to happen and expect it because you hoped for it.
I think
that's the kind of hope I'm talking about.
I think that hoping, toss that word out the window and put in, like, a knowing or manifesting or something like that. Like,
affirmation.
You just have to, if you want something to happen, you have to know that it's going to happen. You have to act as if it has happened already. Picture it.
It's way harder to do it than actually think about it. But at the same time,
we make it so much harder.
It's our fault. It doesn't have to be that hard. But the way everybody's lived and brought up a certain set of guidelines and no real room to think for yourself,
Yeah. Yeah, when you're beat over the head with, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to know, this is what you have to learn, be like everybody else, think like everybody else. No, I'm sorry, but no. I am really bad with being told what to do, and, a lot of the rules are stupid. Obviously the core teachings are absolutely wonderful. Obviously, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, all those types of things. But, once again, I don't need to go to a building like every day of the week or once a week or whatever to remember that I just be a nice person. Just be a nice person. And once again, how do you know, there's so many different churches out there. How do you find the right one? Is there the right one? Because, I'm sorry, but there's religion and then there's spirituality. Spirituality. Did I say that right?
Pretty sure. I think you tried to correct it.
Spirituality.
I think you tried to correct it wrong, though.
Yeah, spirituality.
I thought you were gonna like go off
There's being
like
spiritual.
a train there for a second. Spirituality.
Yeah, being spiritual, and I feel like that's definitely what I lean more towards. Is just, trying to be connected with everybody, the earth, myself, and just knowing that, try to keep things positive, and because you affect everybody around you, whether you know it or not, and I try to keep that in mind. It can be hard, though, especially with those that you're comfortable around, so you let down your guard, so you're more apt to have swinging emotions, if you know what I mean. Isn't that right? Right?
Mood swings?
Yeah.
Swinging emotions. We got a new name for mood swings. Hey, don't go over there. He got them swinging emotions going.
Them emotions are swinging.
That sounds like a new love song.
What? Emotions are swinging?
Swinging emotions.
We'll have to make it into a... Swing emotions. But anyway, okay. So okay. They fuck you in the drive-thru. Okay, so there are, I want to say I heard a number like 15,100 religions or something crazy like that in the world. And so, but there are definitely thousands of different religions. And so, 85% of the major world religions, the top one, can you guess it? Christianity, with 2.4 billion followers, and Christianity, of course, includes, Catholicism and all the different sects, like Baptist and all that stuff. It's crazy how many different little things, like how did that happen? How did it break off into so many different pieces? We might have to dive deeper into those at a later date. That's the thing about topics, is that really things are never ending, because they always connect to everything else, that connects to everything else, that connects to everything else. So yeah, Christianity with 2.4 billion followers, then Islam with 1.9, Hinduism 1.2, Buddhism 500 million. That's quite sad, honestly. Buddhism
sad
and Hinduism
as it may be, that is still kind of
side, I feel like.
Surprising to me. That's kind of awesome that at least that many people practice Buddhism.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Because
I know that it's
known.
I know it's still a religion. I know it still has its flaws, just like anything else. Or maybe it's the right one. Who the heck knows? At the end of the day, you just got to go with your gut. But I really think it's cool because it's on the right track. It's got a lot of the principles and, morals that you should really focus on. Self, reflection is a big one. Huge one. And
being
I think
at peace.
that is one of the centers of wellness and being, near the earth and everything. A lot of people, a lot of religions have different words for it, I'm sure. Their kind of meditation or their grounding or their
prayer.
But most is attributed to Buddhism. Now, I'm sure there are many others that also,
You mean the meditation usually?
Just in general, that kind of idea.
You think of Buddhism, you mean? Yeah.
Most people would affiliate any of that with Buddhism, any of that kind of...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are still plenty of others out there that still practice that, but Buddhism is the biggest one of them.
Yeah.
And there are so many different types within that. Buddhism is broken down into so many other freaking...
Yeah, they have, I mean, everybody can have their own individual god.
Yeah.
And well, that might be Hinduism. I might be getting them confused.
Yeah.
Buddhism is about Buddha and his teachings and, you know, peace and, like, just living basically...
Yeah, Hinduism is...
But Hinduism that's an interesting thing, that they allow you to have your own god. Nobody can tell you that's wrong. You can have your own god. There's many gods and many types of gods. It's amazing. And seeing some of the buildings that they've created with all of the sculptures all over them and stuff, with the little statues and stuff. And they even have some buildings that have, like, what looks like people holding little telescopes and stuff. I'll have to find a picture of that.
Like they're looking to the sky.
Yeah. Little, like, Hindu temples with little stone dudes that look like they are holding a telescope. Really. It's pretty crazy. But yes, okay, so, Hinduism and Buddhism, and then Sikhism, which I don't know much about the Sikhs, but 25 to 30 million, and then
Sikh? How do you spell that?
Well, S-I-K-H, but then ism, you know. Judaism.
And then ism. You know how to spell that part. You got this from here. I'll just give you a hint and let you figure it out.
You know, everybody's got an ism these days. Or I guess it's a tism. Never mind.
I got that rhythm, so it's okay.
Judaism, which is surprisingly number 6 at 15 million. I think that's wrong. That has to be wrong. 15 million?
You got the...
How many people live in Israel?
Listen, you got the Judeans People's Front, and then you got the People's Front of Judea.
What?
It's a Life of Brian reference.
Oh, that's right.
And there's like 5 other freaking ones too,
yeah,
and they're all
like
similar.
Rearranged.
Oh, no, we're the People's Front of Judea.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Oh my gosh, we have to watch that again. It's been how long since we watched that?
Oh man.
Years.
When we first met?
What? No.
I mean, not like, obviously not like the first day we met, but, you know, a little bit
I thought we
into
were
it.
watching when we lived in the apartment? Or, well, which apartment?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, which apartment? Okay, and so, number 7 is, I don't know what the hell this is, Baha'i, B-A-H-A, with a little swoop over the top, apostrophe I. Baha'i faith.
Baha'i.
At 5 to 8 million, and then Jainism at 4
Jainism?
Jainism.
Is that like Jay-Z's religion?
J-A-I-N. Jainism. And then, that's 4 to 5 million. Shinto. Is that Japanese?
Shinto.
That's pretty cool.
Shinto de Mayo. I've heard of it.
3 to 4 million. And Taoism. That's another,
Tao.
like, kind of like...
Tao.
That's, from China, I believe. And it's more...
I feel like that's more of a peaceful one, right?
Yeah. So there's 3 of them on there, at least, that are a little bit more on the peaceful side. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Taoism. And then there's the Zoroastrianism. 100 to 200,000. One of the oldest religions, remember? But it looks like they're declining. And then, of course, there's Confucianism, debated as a religion.
Confucius?
Yeah, debated as a religion or philosophy. Confucius man who stand on toilet get high on pot. I heard it on the radio years ago. I like that one.
Trademark.
I think it was, no, I can't remember what radio program it was. But, yeah, so, you got all of these different religions, and most of those share a lot of similar things. I mean, even the Epic of Gilgamesh talks about the Great Flood. Like, Gilgamesh didn't go through the flood himself, but he meets with a man who did. He was granted immortality because he was the only one that survived the flood. And I don't know if anybody's read it, but spoiler alert, Gilgamesh was like a tyrannical king. He was kind of an asshole, and then the gods sent him Enkidu, and he was basically supposed to, that's his name.
I know, it just sounds like a freaking nursery rhyme.
I know.
Enkidu. I just want to be boo.
Yeah, Enkidu. They sent him Enkidu, and he was basically supposed to subdue him. And they became best friends and went on many adventures together. And long story short, Enkidu dies. And after like many times that he should have died and they didn't, he dies. And Gilgamesh is in such sorrow and so sad, so he sets out on a quest to find immortality. And that's how he finds about the man who survived the Great Flood and was granted immortality by the god. And he said that the only way that Gilgamesh could obtain, and he wasn't going to give it to him at first, but the only way that he could obtain it was by swimming down to the bottom of this freaking ocean or lake or whatever and retrieving this particular type of plant. And that was the only way. So he does this, and then when he gets back up, a freaking fish eats it or something, and then that's it. That's freaking it. But anyway,
sounds about right.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of stories modeled after that, like Knight's Tale is kind of like modeled after like the Epic of Gilgamesh. All the adventures and the friendships and stuff like that. But
sounds like my Fridays at work.
But so it's mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Great Flood. It's mentioned in China. It's mentioned in Native American myths and stuff. All kinds of places all over the globe in vast spans. They all talk about the same thing. How's that happen?
It's about everything, too. It's not just that or something here, something there. It's just everything. Everything.
Yeah, like architecture, the different way, the similar ways that they put the blocks together or shape the blocks, or it somehow looks like they mold the blocks and stuff out of freaking clay. Like, how do they do that? And these people predate religion as we know it. Like, all of these edifices that we see that are, still standing of these ancient cultures, they don't believe what people believe today. They believe something completely different. You got, like, Quetzalcoatl over here, and they're, like, sacrificing 800 people a day, like, ripping out their hearts and stuff. I mean, so many things have been done in the name of the gods to appease the gods. And it's just insane. It really is. It's just insanity. Just, once again, think for yourself. Don't be a follower. Be a seeker. Search for the answers. Don't have them just handed to you, because...
And quit looking outside. Look in for the answers.
Yes, look inward. Everybody's answers are different. My viewpoint is different from the next person's viewpoint. So, nothing that we say is ever to be taken as complete fact. Do your own research. Look into it yourself. All we're saying is ask questions. Question everything. Always.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Yes, yes. So, we are going to be wrapping this up here in a few minutes. It's a shorter episode because it's quite late at night and we have to get up early. So, one of the things that I just wanted to mention was one of the oldest, like, things that you would call a religion is basically indigenous animism or shamanism, and that predates any type of, like, Christianity, like, all of the trifecta religions. It predates all of those, and it's up to like 100,000 years ago that they have evidence of, people doing psychedelic trips with mushrooms and stuff. They've tested the cups and bowls that they found and found evidence of different types of fungi and everything. People were drinking all these psychedelic brews and everything. Everything. But yeah, so it wasn't a single religion, but it was a widespread spiritual framework. They believed everything, animals, rocks, rivers, trees, has a spirit. Everything's alive, which is pretty much what I believe, that everything is alive. Even if it's unmoving, it has an energy, and it's alive. Everything is vibrating.
Vibration, frequency.
Yep. Tesla said it.
Sound, energy, call it what you want, it's all the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it is still practiced among the Bushmen, the Inuit people, Amazonian tribes, Siberian peoples, and I'm sure, there's still plenty of cultures and stuff that deep within the jungles of South America, maybe Africa, I don't know, that we don't know about, that never heard of people, maybe in India too, who knows, everywhere, that have never seen people, and if anything goes south, those people who are secluded and they mind their own business and they're doing their own thing, they're going to be the survivors and the knowers of things. Because our world, without technology, would make it crumble. Theirs would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But just some things to keep in mind, we're going to revisit this topic. This was just a little short one to kind of get the juices flowing and to get more stuff out there. We're going to try and start recording more often. And we would love to hear from you guys, and we would love to know what you think, and all opinions.
Still got over half an hour.
All opinions appreciated. What do you mean?
Said we still got over half of an hour.
Oh, yeah. I thought you half an hour. What do you mean, more? Yeah, but yeah, that's not bad. So, do you have anything else that you want to say?
No. Honestly, it's late and my brain's getting foggy, so.
Yeah, getting a little fuzzy over there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, once again, we would love to hear from everybody and anybody. So, leave comments, reviews, whatever. We've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Quandary Quest, and find us on there. And so, until next time, guys, just remember one thing. Question everything. Bye, guys.